The 2K Sports pregame show.
And this just in, Shaquille O'Neal has decided to unretire. He'll be returning to the rap game. Oh, it's April Fool's.
Oh, yeah.
We got him, Ernie. We got him.
I was gonna bring out my little iPod.
Yeah.
Because it was old school rap. Get it? iPod.
Yeah.
Or even older, I could have brought out
I was going to bring out my 8-track.
Yeah, 8-track.
Our featured matchup tonight out in Toronto, where the Raptors will be going up against the Orlando Magic. We've seen a lot of quality basketball from this Orlando team lately. It's been a fantastic season for them, and this could be one of its most memorable nights, as a win here gives them the best record in the league.
Back, what that? What I
We wish to remind you that all smoking is prohibited in all areas.
Any sucking slide through. That.
A reminder, it has
Fucking fast track on memoir for like Mad Max, stressed out, put that vest down. Stressed out.
The starting lineup of the visiting Orlando Magic. And now your Toronto Raptors starting five. At the small forward position.
Welcome to 2K Sports presentation of the NBA, but the bad news is there is no basketball, there is no NBA. The game has been canceled. Ha ha! Happy April Fool's Day, baby! This is the NBA, and we've got a great one in store.
Boys, nice line.
Kevin Harlan here along with analysts Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, and we'll be hearing from DA along the sideline all game long. It's the Orlando Magic and the Toronto Raptors. A look at the starting group for the Magic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jonathan Isaac is out there with Jay, and it's Vucevic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And Zoe Ibaka will bring it up for the Raptors. Last time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
And no issues with how they played. I mean, the problem simply is they just couldn't finish.
They had some opportunities that they let slip away. Sometimes it's just not your night.
Smitty, two of the best bigs in the league going at it tonight, but 20 years ago, it probably would have played out a little bit differently.
Yeah, totally right. I can remember when you throw the ball, you isolate the bigs on the blocks, Kevin. You wait till they get double teamed. They take up most of the shot clock, and then they kick it out to you at the last minute, and that's where you shot the three. Right now, as you know, we see the game right now where the lane is wide open and it's played at a faster pace.
And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. Isaac kicks to Augustine. The pass to Jay. Over in the corner, Isaac. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot's good from Jay.
You like how he uses his height there.
Sure, working the in-between area. Not many guys with the length to bother him.
Now here is Lowry. In the game against Chicago, very impressive. Ibaka, no luck.
And that's a surprise. He's usually deadly from mid-range.
Pass to Jay. Shoots from 14. It's hauled in by the Raptors. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Executed on the road, stayed focused, stay consistent with who you are as a team.
Well, sometimes the away games brings guys together. It's you versus the world in that situation.
Here's Isaac. The Raptors getting the bucket. Passes it to Jay. Rob. Now here's Miles. He's covered by Isaac. Siakam misses.
I mean, the mid-range jump shot, a lot of guys have a hard time knocking it down.
The shot's good from Jay. Jay's got to get his second bucket of the night.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Only the first quarter. Guys are getting in a groove, but communication on the defense has to be better.
Now here is Lowry. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. Lets the three fly. Still looking for his first make after that miss. He's 0 for 2. For Orlando, they won their last contest, that game against the Pacers in Indiana. Well, not too long ago, Kyle Lowry was a free agent in high demand, Steve. Toronto signed him to that big contract, and it's worked out for both of them.
You know, the Raptors believed in Lowry and were willing to pay up to keep him. They see him as a vital part of this team now. Lowry took some time to mature as a player, but now it's paying off.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Inside, here's Jay. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
I love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Ibaka. Monroe comes in for Pascal Siakam. Danny Green, he's checked in for C.J. Miles. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Wright. Now here is Lowry. Again, the miss by Lowry.
I mean, he's struggling, hitting a low percentage of his shots this quarter.
Jay, no good on that one. So the Raptors will take it the other way. VanVleet kicks to Green. Kept alive. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And though he's a physical, tough-minded individual, Danny Green's averaged less than 1 free throw attempt per game over his career. That's surprising.
Pass to Ibaka. Right against Fournier. Right outside. There's the pass to VanVleet. 5 on the clock. Back to Wright. Knocks down the 3 ball. Wright's got 5 points so far.
Because he's inconsistent from range, the defense dares him to take that shot. Bad gamble there.
Well, Steve, for the Raptors the last few years, the regular season hasn't been a problem. It's been all about the playoffs.
Yeah, the Raptors have the goal of making it out of the East and to the finals. It's the right goal to have with the way they perform in the regular season. This team, they will always be measured by their playoff runs.
They've got C.J. Miles. Ibaka is out there with Wright, and it's VanVleet in at the point. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. The Raptors shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. First one falls for Vucevic. He's checked in for Ian Mahimi. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
That's a huge advantage, having a big guy who can shoot free throws like this.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Pacers was terrific. He scored 40 points, and along with what he did on offense, he had a big defensive night as well. A very solid stat line for him in what was a terrific outing. And you know he wants to keep the momentum going, Kevin.
Hey, David, thanks very much. He's one of those players who can do remarkable things on any given night, in any given game. That was a special game he played.
And it wasn't just the performance, guys, but really his preparation. He knew the right way to attack in every situation.
And that was the beauty of it. His ability to read and react to whatever they threw at him.
Here's Wright. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Wright's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key. You know, he should know better. A pass like that is going to wind up as a turnover more often than not.
And Jay gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
2nd foul. You don't want to pick up his 3rd in this half. We'll see if they'll make a substitution or not.
Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
Lots of room. It doesn't go for him. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And I felt like they came out of that with a terrific game plan, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, they had great play calling, and then the execution was on point. Outstanding effort all the way around.
Here's VanVleet. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Right outside. Shoots over Vucevic. Misses off the right iron.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Here's Van Vliet. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Poke loose. Fournier into the lane. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Toronto. The Magic have started out 0 of 1 from the line, missing their only other attempt earlier.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
And he knocks down the first one. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Magic lead by 4. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. Without question, Jay displaying his skills today.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
What I love watching is they are working for high percentage looks and cashing in when they get them.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Magic, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jay out there with Isaac, and it's Vucevic in at the center. And Steve, looking at KD's move, the Isaiah Thomas trade, what level of loyalty is there now between players and teams?
You know, I think it comes down to, I know people get upset when, per se, like the Kevin Durant move, but he was a free agent, so he was allowed to move. I think when it comes a little tricky, when you have guys traded, that's when you start to see the players starting to see where they sometimes don't think the organization have loyalty, but sometimes, and you can see organizations a lot of times is just looking to make their teams better, but it really comes down to a trade when the loyalty started to be questioned.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, since the rise of the Warriors, we've seen a fair amount of soul-searching by the league's other contenders. There is incredible pressure to shake things up. Now, sometimes it can elevate a team, but we have often seen it also can tear a team apart.
It can be fragile for sure. David, thank you so much. And right, here we go. Rebound by the Magic. Vucevic has got his 4th rebound in this one.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Lowry kicks to Miles. And Siakam has it in the corner. They need this. Excellent D that time from Jay.
And with that miss, shooting only 20% coming out of the break. Ouch.
Bank shot, no good.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Now, here's Miles. Not a lot of room. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Fires the 3. Isaac misses. Raptors trail by 11. Hey, Smitty, with Serge Ibaka, you can bet when the games matter the most, he's going to be locked in.
Yeah, he can be inconsistent during the regular season, but he has another gear he can shift to in the playoffs, and they need that from him. He gives you intensity on both ends, and he can stretch the floor. Still doing his part, but it hasn't been enough. They need some kind of spark.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. A new group in now for the Raptors. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Ibaka. Monroe comes in for Pascal Siakam. Green, he's checked in for C.J. Miles. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Wright. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Aaron Gordon comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Ross, he's checked in for Fournier. And it's Grant in for Augustine. And so VanVleet will bring it up for Toronto. 11-point game. So it's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the Nets to look forward to. That'll be the first half of a two-game trip. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for two. With this break, we have a chance to break down where the assist has been coming from tonight between the front and backcourt for the Raptors.
This backcourt is really shouldering the load in terms of the ball movement and great assists. When you look at the overall contributions compared to the bigs, nice work on distributing the ball.
First one falls for him. That one misses.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area. That's their third straight make off an assist.
The Magic shooting their fourth attempt at the free throw line right here. That free throw good from Jay. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Outside, Green. Lowry with the ball. Now defended by Grant, and Lowry gets it to go.
Lowry on the pick and roll draws so much attention because he is so good at finishing the play himself.
Magic moving the ball around. Pass to Ross. He kicks it to Gordon. Pass to Jay. That one misses. Great D that time from Green. There's 47 seconds left here in the third quarter. In the corner, it's VanVleet. Outside, Green. And the three ball is good. Green's got it back down to within single digits for the Raptors.
I love the elevation Danny Green gets on his jumper. Makes him tough to defend from distance.
Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's Lowry. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Lowry's got 6 points in the quarter. Magic leading by 6. Now Bamba. Here's Jay. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
See, this is how you dictate the flow of the game. He's been lit this quarter.
Here's VanVleet. Over in the corner, Green. His three-pointer's off the mark. And so it's the Orlando Magic in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And we'll be back with you shortly. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a discipline. Fantastic job.
Fourth quarter, and the Raptors with some changes. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Greg Monroe. And it's C.J. Miles in for Fred VanVleet. Kyle Lowry and Danny Green are the guard tandem. Then it's Ibaka. Then there's C.J. Miles. And it's Siakam in at the power forward position. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
And he's doing it efficiently, taking makeable shots. That's led to a high percentage from the field.
The shot by Lowry, no good.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
first free throw is good. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for the Raptors. And the Magic making a change here as well. Vucevic, he's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. Raptors trail by 10. Outside Lowry. Augustine against Miles. Over Augustine, and good. Got the English that time as it falls. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
And it's Lowry with the ball. Brings it up for Toronto. And out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. Pass to Isaac. And the foul called on Pascal Siakam. And that'll be his third foul so far. Here are the Magic now. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Inside, it's stolen by Ibaka.
That's just his first turnover of the night. What a steady, efficient game he's played thus far.
Here's Jay. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
Steve, in the NBA right now, who do you think is the best isolation player in the game?
I think there's two guys come to mind. James Harden is a guy that you look at is very comfortable in the isolation game, and also Kyrie Irving. There's so many guys that are great one-on-one players. When you start talking about just giving them the basketball and all eyes on them, those are the two guys that stand out, James Harden and Kyrie Irving.
Miles, the pass to Siakam. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Vucevic.
Yeah, tremendous hustle just to get a hand on that one.
Reads the play, quick reaction, almost comes up with that steal.
And Toronto has possession, down by 12. Lowry finds Wright. Shot clock at 5. The pass to Miles. Shoots. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Boy, he reads the defense well. Makes a nice adjustment. Very dependable.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're leading by 10. And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Jay.
And, guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
And with their spot in the postseason assured, he's picking up just at the right time to be on top of his game. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That will get him his fourth foul of the game. Raptors trail by 10. 1:39 left in the fourth quarter. Lowry kicks to Wright. Clock at 6. Pass to Siakam. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Siakam's got 4 points now in the quarter. Jay, the pass to Isaac. Good ball movement here by the Magic. It's good from Jay.
Didn't have any problem knocking that one down. Another defensive lapse leading to 2 more.
Lowry looking around. And Siakam has it in the corner. Over Augustine. Siakam misses.
He's a little uncomfortable in that in-between area, and the defense plays him that way.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Magic.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And we have watched this team all season long play with such tenacity, with the wins piling up on the year. This will make it now 61 total.
Wow, they finished the season series undefeated. 4 games, 4 wins, really asserting their dominance.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Jay.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Good on the second free throw.
Yeah, you'd like to convert them all, but that should still be enough to secure the win.
Here's Valanciunas.
When you have the size that Valanciunas has, there aren't many people getting in the way of your dunk.
Here's Jay. Good on the triple. Jay's got 37.
And in as hostile an environment as you're going to see, they found ways to step up time and time again.
You know, playing away from home, it's easy to get out of sync. Instead, they focused and dominated.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And that about wraps it up. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the New York Knicks. For New York, you can't call this season a disaster for them in 11th place in the East. They're closer to the playoffs than they are to the cellar, although you wouldn't call it a success either.
And now introducing your Orlando Magic. At point, at 6 foot, starting at the other.
We're in the place they call the Amway Center in downtown Orlando, Florida. It's the home of the Magic, where we are broadcasting our action live today. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Brent Berry. David Aldridge will join us momentarily from the sidelines. Taking a look at New York, they're still alive in the playoff hunt, just 2 games out of the final seed.
And they've had some problems against these guys this season, just 1 and 2 against them. So it would be a big boost for their confidence to get the win and even the series tonight.
Well, the biggest thing I believe has to be dictating the tempo, something they've done a poor job of in the 2 losses.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Inside, it's Porzingis and Cantor. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Ntilikina, and it's Knox in at the 3. Orlando shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
Hey, Brent, the season winding down and teams are looking at playoff slotting. Have you ever, though, been a part of a team that suffered a late season collapse?
I don't think the teams that I was on, Kevin, and fortunate to be on, that had expectations to go deep into the playoffs or maybe eventually participate in the finals ever had that kind of breakdown. But in Seattle in 2003, a team led by Gary Payton, I know we had an opportunity to get in, to sneak in maybe to the 8th slot. We struggled with inconsistency all year long. I don't know how big the meltdown was, but disappointing for that talented of a team to not have an opportunity to participate in the postseason.
I'm sure.
An active passer with good awareness. When Ntilikina spots the open teammate, he gets it to him.
Magic moving the ball around. The shot's good from Jay.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
Here's Isaac. Knicks with the rebound. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
I mean, frustrating when missed free throws become contagious. Really the Achilles heel in that one.
Yeah, you try to put up these scoring runs, and it hurts when you all of a sudden just give away free points from the free throw line.
And Orlando has possession after New York gets the 3.
Yeah, love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Here's Knox. He has 5. Cantor, the pass to Porzingis. Off target from outside.
Yeah, a little surprised he missed that one so badly. The defense was nowhere to be found.
To the paint.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
You're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect. And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Ntilikina kicks to Hardaway. And the 3 ball is good. Hardaway has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. For the Orlando Magic, they come in off a good outing against the Raptors in Toronto. And I'll tell you, Brent, a lot of distractions for the Knicks over the last few years.
Well, quite a number of coaching changes, obvious changes to the front office, so that means you're turning in a different direction. And some people in the Knicks organization really having a hard time just getting along with one another.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Gordon comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Ross is checked in for Evan Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Grant. Knocks it loose. No good from Lee. Orlando leading. Moutier looking around. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. It's Hezonja in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Now Augustine takes the 13-footer, and it's Orlando with another.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Moutier kicks to Robinson. Lee against Augustine. And it's Lee that time on the assist by Robinson.
Love how Lee is rising up quickly in the paint using his speed to get the shot off before the D has a chance to react.
Pass to Bamba. The shot's good from Jay. Jay's got 14.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
And here's Moutier. 11-point game his last outing.
Tip of the cap to Moutier for pounding his way inside and getting contact as a result.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
No good on the second free throw. Here's Jay. It's good for the 7th time this game. He's shot 7. He has made 7.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
The Knicks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. That's good from Hezonja. One of my favorite moves is the Euro step. I know it's one of yours as well. There are a lot of guys that can do it well.
Well, I got to see Manu Ginobili step around me for years in San Antonio. But I think James Harden is still the most devastating Euro step player we have in the game. There's something about the lefties, isn't there, Kevin? We have a hard time figuring
they
a
throw
lefty
you off.
out.
They throw you off automatically just by the left hand.
Right.
Then
and
they add the little sidestep.
And James Harden with the shiftiness and the way he moves the ball around and draws contact. I know there are a lot of people that get aggravated by that, but he's nearly impossible to stop, especially when he's got his passport with the Euro step.
He slithers. They've got Grant. Vucevic is out there with Jay. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. And it's Fournier in at the 2. That's who's out there for Orlando. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Raptors put on a show. He had 37 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. He racked up big numbers in what was a really good performance. Can he carry it over tonight? We'll see, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. He lifted his game to an unreal level that night.
Yeah, he showed how dangerous he is when he's at his best. And, man, he'd love to keep that hot streak going here tonight.
Would you guys be surprised if he doesn't keep it going? I mean, the only way to follow up a game like that is with an even better one.
Here's Ntilikina. After the made shot from Jay, Cantor finds Porzingis. That's tipped, but they get it back. Just 5 on the clock. New York needs to get off a shot. Knox misses.
He sunk that 3 in the first, but yet to make another one.
Here's Jay. Good D by Hardaway.
Wow, just in shock that he missed that layup. Not a lot of defense there.
1:07 left in the first half of basketball. Free throw line jump shot. The rebound by Grant.
Wow, huge sigh of relief for the defense on that possession. You cannot give mid-range shooters any space like that to operate.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Ntilikina kicks to Hardaway. Passes to Ntilikina. Hardaway trying to free himself up. Good on that shot. And with that, the Magic lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Ntilikina.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
New York's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. 32 seconds left now here in the second. Vucevic with the block. Fournier passes to Jay, and he gets the bucket. And it's a 9-point Magic lead.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
New York shooting 31% in the second. Some poor shot selection for them in this quarter. Here's Ntilikina. He's covered by Grant. Ntilikina kicks to Porzingis. Fades away. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
Great awareness of the clock to end the quarter.
Well, you like to finish things on a positive note, and he times that one beautifully.
And so it's the Orlando Magic bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. Right back after this break. And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half. And he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Yeah, there's not any guy defensively that was bodying him up or contesting the shots. So right now he's feasting.
And New York looking at who they've got. Inside, it's Porzingis and Cantor. Ntilikina out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Knox in at the 3 spot. Here's Ntilikina. Following the basket by Evan Fournier. Ntilikina passes to Hardaway. Vucevic against Porzingis. Shot clock at 6. And Cantor throws it down.
Now you can see the defense is so shifted over to where Kristaps Porzingis is that they lose track of the situation, and he burns them with the pass.
And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. 7-point differential. And we talk so much about the offense Porzingis gives you, Brent. How about the defensive side of his game?
Well, I think he's learning a little bit more about position and space. He moves his feet decently well for his size, but he's getting a better understanding of the guys in this league that he's seeing on a nightly basis. And, of course, we'll always talk about trying to gain more and more strength.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket. Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And to me, this is why they're winning, guys. Unlikely players stepping up huge against a defense that's really nowhere to be found.
And Jay gets the whistle that time. The Magic have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. And that one falls for Bamba. Brent, as we take a look at lineups around the NBA, teams trying to go with 5 highly skilled players at once. Where does that leave the traditional big?
Well, most teams just don't have one now, Kevin. I mean, they're just not on the roster.
They're hard to find, yeah.
Well, they're hard to find, but there just aren't many out there. So a lot of teams just elect not to have one. And what we're seeing over the course of the last couple years is the matchups when all of a sudden a Whiteside is going to see a Drummond, or you're going to see all of a sudden Valanciunas play against DeAndre Jordan. It's usually because you have one, we'll play ours kind of mentality.
Ross finds Gordon. That's tipped.
Well, you notice the length there from Vonleh, allowing him to get that shot blocked.
A second chance effort. Gets it to fall. In the bucket from Jay. Jay's got 26 points.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
The pass to Hazanya. And there's the feed to Vonleh. It's blocked.
And the giant wingspan of Bamba strikes again. Just fantastic at spiking shots in a variety of ways. And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true. And here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Miami's checked in for Bamba. Isaac comes in for Gordon. And it's Grant in for Augustine. Now here's Lee. He's got 8. Out to the wing. Now here's Cantor. He's guarded closely. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Cantor's got his 3rd basket of the night.
A reliable finisher who can score in a multitude of ways. Cantor is a tough cover down low.
Jay. And he drops it in from the low post. Jay's got the lead back up to 10 now for the Magic. And Jay gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Here's Moutier. 3-pointer. Off target. And so it's Orlando with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And don't go away. We'll be right back. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. Knicks trail by 10. Mahimi is out there with Jay. Then it's Terrence Ross. Then there's Grant, and it's Isaac in at the small forward. That's who's out there for Orlando. Robinson misses.
And truth is, though he misses that one, it's a shot he normally makes.
Yeah, he has that kind of range, but maybe not that time the best judgment.
I tell you, Isaac has great vision for a big man. Can see over defenders easily thanks to that size.
Here's Robinson. After the made shot from Jay, here's Cantor. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And sometimes it seems the age of interior scoring big men has come and gone. Enes Kanter, one of the rare big men who can dominate a game offensively in the paint, great hands, and the strength to create space.
Vucevic, he's checked in for the Magic. Now, here's Grant. Orlando moving the ball around. Pass to Isaac. Ross on the wing. Down low, here's Jay, and that one drops for him. Jay's got the lead up to 12 now for the Magic. And you talk about Kanter's inside game, but he's got a solid jump shot.
It looks very comfortable all the way out to 20 feet. I think before long we may see him add a three-point shot to his repertoire.
Now here's Kanter. Back to Hardaway. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Like the execution there from Kanter. Usually likes to score, this time with the pass.
Here's Jay, and it's good for two. Jay's got 6 in the quarter.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Moutier kicks to Robinson. New York calls timeout.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Evan Fournier's checked in for Orlando. And then for New York, Porzingis, he's checked in for Robinson. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Emmanuel Moutier. From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Fizdale talking to his team, and he was emphatic. He said, we are not going to win this game playing this way, fellas. You've got to step it up. You've got to get aggressive, and you've got to battle to get back in this thing. See if that pep talk got him going, guys.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Here's Knox. He's covered by Isaac. 6 to shoot. Knox, the pass to Porzingis. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. And up the court come the Magic on the break, and he gets it to go. Jay's got 40 points.
We wasted absolutely no time getting the ball up the floor. Great instincts in transition.
Here's Porzingis. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
So Porzingis can post you up. He can face you up. He can penetrate from outside. This kid is impressive.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Jay.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
And with the playoffs on the horizon, he'll be looking to stay in peak form as long as he can. Magic leading by 12. Here's Vucevic, and slam dunk by Vucevic.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And then there's the other team. Can't say that about them. Big gap in the recent field goal percentage between these two squads.
Porzingis, it falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
Yeah, Porzingis, the things we talk about is assertiveness, but that also comes with great stamina. Right now, he's determined.
Vucevic with the bucket.
And where's the fight defensively? I mean, you need stops to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, down by double digits, failing to shut down the lane. It has been a rough night.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Porzingis kicks to Ntilikina. Outside, Porzingis. And Vucevic pulls it down. And so Grant will bring it up for Orlando. No good from Jay. 1:11 left to play here in the fourth. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's his fourth foul of the contest. 1:09 left in the fourth quarter.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Magic.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And you have to love the effort this team plays with night in and night out, win after win this year, and they have earned it. Tonight will make it 62 wins on the year for them.
And on the season, this is going to be their third win in 4 games against this team.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jay.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Mahimi's checked in for Vucevic. Jarrell Martin comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Ross is checked in for Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Grant. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They trail by 14. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth. Now here's Moutier, covered by Martin. Ross against Lee. It's Hezonja in the corner. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And finally hitting their stride. This is the run they needed earlier.
Well, easier to do once the game is on ice, as your opponent sometimes has a tendency to relax.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Yeah, this is where you have to sharpen up your passing. That's a careless turnover.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 11. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. "16 seconds left in the game. Now here's Moutier. He's covered closely, and Moutier throws it down.
Felt like they might have to open up the roof as Moutier looked like he was jumping out of the building.
Here's Jay. No good with the triple. And so it's Orlando winning this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. We'll see you next time.
I think Clay got a faster release, though.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Debatable.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here for 2K Sports alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Just a few games left before the NBA playoffs and the final seeding starting to lock in. The fans are filling the seats in Orlando, the site of our broadcast, and where the Magic will be going up against the Atlanta Hawks. Looking at the Hawks, they're at the very bottom of the barrel of the Eastern Conference standings. What a struggle it's been for them. Anytime things have started,
city of sorrow, ugly introduction, snow, heartaches, heartbreaks, headache. Growing up, there wasn't no truth. Remember, all we had was hope.
Well, the weekend has officially begun, and we welcome you to this 2K Sports presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Last game for the Hawks, they picked up the W against Philadelphia. And that result, guys, was a real shocker. It was just about as complete a dominant performance as we've seen them.
And this is why scouting is so important. You've got to be able to identify those role players who can complement what your team does.
And you know what, Greg? Every team has guys that play different roles. As a matter of fact, most players in the league are role players. It's a matter of understanding your role and doing it well, because role players are just as important as the stars.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. And so in the game for the Hawks, the big men are Collins and Dedmon. Young and Bazemore team up in the backcourt. And it's Prince in at the 3 spot. And Clark, the league in general, increasing the pace of play. Tonight's teams exemplify that approach.
I really think the game was meant to be played at a high pace, Kevin. We've had periods where it's been a little bit more bump and grind, defensive oriented, but I like the trend that the game has taken on the last decade or so. Up and down, a lot of possessions, a lot of scoring, and a lot of entertainment value. I love it. I love the way the game is played now.
I couldn't agree more. Here's Dedmon after the made shot from Jay. It's Young on the wing. Vucevic defending. 3 on the clock. And Vucevic pulls it down. And here's Fournier. He brings it up for Orlando. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Yeah, you know what? The waters were calm for most of the game. I mean, little resistance, felt like they could get any look they wanted at any time.
This is what the crowd comes to see. Young has that it factor.
To the inside, here's Isaac. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Red hot so far, 4 for 4. Cooking with gas, couldn't draw it up any better.
Here's Young. Passes it to Dedmon. Ice ball movement here by Atlanta. Now here's Bazemore. Defense right on him. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Magic.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
Orlando, they've gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Grant kicks to Isaac. To the middle. Stolen by Collins. And oh, here we go. Prince has got it. The fast break chance. Shoots over Isaac. Misses off the right iron. Orlando trailing here.
You know, guys, Nikola Vucevic is a very skilled big man out of USC. He rebounds well, scores it from inside, and has a nice touch. He's got a really well-rounded offensive game as a center. Even added a 3-ball to his repertoire recently to further stretch out interior defenses.
Isaac buries it down low. Isaac's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Man, I admire how Isaac fights through the contact there, man. Grit and grind on display, not letting the defense tie him down on these shots.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. Their last meeting was in Orlando, where they were unable to fight off the Magic.
Yeah, and in a hostile environment, they did not rise to the occasion, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah, there was no shine on that effort. Really lackluster. Their D was nowhere to be found.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Gordon comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Ross is checked in for Evan Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Grant. Now here's Ross. Vince Carter missing his last shot. Took him no time at all on that one. And it's 8 points for Jay.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive. And it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Here's Augustine. Here's Jay. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Boy, he's dangerous right now. He feels like he's making every shot he puts up.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, I had a chance to talk with the head coach of the Hawks. We talked about their defensive strategy facing such an explosive offense. He said, we've done our advanced scouting. We know where they like to get their shots and where they're most effective. The challenge is taking that information and using it out on the court. It's a great test for our players, and I'm eager to see how they respond. Kevin, I'm eager as well. Back to you.
Thanks as always, David. Well, they know what their toughest job is going to be today.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always hard to go up against a team that can light it up like this. You can't let them hit the ground running.
Exactly. I mean, they've got to be the ones dictating the tempo and the pace. Keep the high-octane offense on the other side in check.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
34 seconds left here in the first quarter. And Jay gets the whistle that time. The Hawks shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
What's up?
We've got Evan Fournier, Jay out there with Vucevic. Then there's Grant, and it's Isaac in at the 3, the small forward. That's who's out there for Orlando. And Vucevic throws it down.
And the dunking ability of Vucevic cannot be forgotten or dismissed. I mean, just a big guy who's very intense when he rises up for these throwdowns.
Now here's Lynn. Coming in off a 12-point game his last outing. Now here's Bazemore. He's covered by Isaac. And it's Jonathan Isaac with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the strike.
Orlando leading by 7. Here's Jay. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Fruitful possession, just doing what they can to extend the lead.
Yeah, that's tremendous efficiency there. I mean, you like seeing them put together these types of plays.
Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession. Here's someone who's really been playing well, earning the Player of the Month in the East, Jay.
And what can you say about how huge he has been for this offense? Everything he's done, from the scoring, the shooting, the playmaking, you take him out of the lineup, and there's no telling just how different this team looks.
A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Prince wide open. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to be patient to do so.
And when you watch Collins play, Greg, you just can't help but notice how athletic he is going to the rim.
Man, his hang time and ability to throw it down make him an ideal finisher inside. Very efficient because he's not only a strong finisher, but also enjoys attacking the rim. And does a great job, I think, of picking up misses, just being a pest for the defense.
And in a relatively short time, Fournier has really increased his role in the league. I mean, he's a player you have to guard and keep an eye on at all times.
The Hawks shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
Mahimi's checked in for Orlando. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Knicks was superb. He had 43 points, and he did not miss a whole lot from the field. The basket must have seemed pretty big. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
Well, Greg, you know where I'm going. He was a stat sheet stuffer in that game. Did a little bit of everything and did it all well.
Count that bucket. Jay's got the lead up to 11 now for Orlando.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
It's tipped. Stolen by Collins. Up the floor. Here's Bazemore. Oh!
Goodness. Talk about bringing the heat, the thunder, and the lightning on that pound.
And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
I agree. I mean, now's when they need a spark the most.
Lynn kicks it to Bazemore. Shoots over Fournier, and the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Orlando. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Back right after this. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them and really few forced shots here so far.
And, you know, Greg, I like how they've set the pace. There's a lot of time left in this one, so there's no rush. You don't have to go 70 miles an hour. Keep it at about 45.
On the court right now for the Hawks. Over on the wings, it's Bazemore and Prince. The big men are Collins and Edmond. And it's Young in at the 1. Head coaches obviously get the attention in all sports, Clark, but the assistants also play very big roles. How do you build chemistry as a coaching staff?
You know, I've never coached, but I've watched a lot of coaches. I think first and foremost, you appreciate your assistant coaches, and then you give them room to grow and develop as coaches. And you share with them the building of the team and the coaching of the team. And that, to me, I think, if you serve your assistant coaches as they're serving you, I think that's how you build the best chemistry.
And loyalty's got to be big among that group on that sideline, doesn't it? Loyal to each other.
Big time. Loyalty to one another, and then also a common focus on really serving the players to the best of their ability collectively.
Here's Jay, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. The Magic have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. That one is off. Lenz checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. And he's good on the second. The Hawks trail by 15. Young passes to Prince. Back to Young. Down low, here's Collins. Lays it up off the glass. Collins has got 12 in the game.
You know, even though he's been on, they still are behind. I mean, there's only so much he can do.
Inside. Here's Jay. Gets it to fall, and now he's 10 of 15 on the game.
Up and in on every one of their first 3 shots to start the second half.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. And for Trae Young, it's a little unfair that he's already being compared to Steph Curry.
Scouts are always going to look for comparisons. And I'm not saying Young is Curry, but many of the strengths and weaknesses are similar. The size and athleticism, the insane range, and both have that it factor.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Terrence Ross is checked in for Isaac. Jonathan Simmons comes in for Evan Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Jaron Grant. Now here is Carter. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Clock is at 3. Shoots it. Atlanta again missing.
1 for 5 on offense. A slow start here in the second half.
And Orlando again with the bucket.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Now, here is Young. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. The baseline Jay. Atlanta with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
And the thing about Young's jumper, it's almost intimidating. And that unlocks so many other options for him.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
Fans, get ready for more Magic Dancers.
Orlando making some changes. Bamba comes in for Vucevic, and it's Aaron Gordon in for Simmons. And a change for the Hawks. Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Kent Bazemore. The pass to Augustine. For 3, Ross. The Magic again can't hit. And so Young will bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. They trail by 14. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. Carter banked in off the glass. Carter's got his first 2 points.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
Yeah, nice vision from the little fella there. Augustine making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
The Hawks trail by 14. Lynn finds Len. Young up top. 8 points for him. Good on the shot. And it's the Magic with the ball. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Wasted no time on that one. Jay's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Well, he scored over half their points so far. Just an unbelievable effort.
50 seconds left to play in the third. Ross against Len. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Lynn's got his second basket of the game.
Major props to Lynn. Charging to the rack with speed and sneaky athleticism.
Nice shot there by Bamba.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And Young kicks to Len. Shot's good from Young.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
No good from Jay. The Hawks trail by 12. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And that 4th foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression from a defensive standpoint. He does not need, nor does the team need, number 5.
Young outside, and we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And it's the Magic with the ball. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Magic out in front, up by 12. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
Orlando making some changes. Vucevic, he's checked in for Bamba. And Jay's subbed in for Aaron Gordon. Kent Bazemore's checked in for the Hawks. They've got Grant. Vucevic is out there with Jay. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Isaac in at the small forward position. That's who's out there for Orlando. Here's Dedmon after the made shot from Jay. Knocked away. And stolen by Fournier. And finished off by Collins.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And Atlanta has possession after the made shot from Jay. Pass to Bazemore. Back to Prince. Here's the three, and the three ball is good.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Here's Jay. Vucevic trying to get open. The shot's good from Jay. Jay's got 35.
They've hardly needed anyone else today to get out to this lead. I mean, he's provided almost all of their offense.
And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Magic.
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in the transition.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating all game at a high level.
Yeah, making his teammates better through his passing. Greg, you know about that because you did it. Great job sharing the ball.
Well, I appreciate it, partner. Always important to have somebody keep rhythm in the game.
Now, here is Young. A minute 42 left here in the fourth quarter. Bazemore against Fournier. Clock at 6. Releases. That's good, and the Orlando lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Bazemore.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
Orlando's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And the shot is good from Jay. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Grant against Young. Bazemore on the wing. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Magic leading by 10. Here's Jay. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That free throw good from Jay. So he gets them both. Here's Young.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Magic.
Their superior ball handling won it for them.
And fewer turnovers equals greater scoring opportunities. Any coach will tell you that. If you take care of the ball every possession, and this is a perfect example of what happens when you do.
And this team, obviously one of the elite teams. They have played with heart and passion for the game all season long, and the wins for them just keep rolling along. And tonight, it'll make win number 63.
And you can break out the brooms, ladies and gentlemen. They found a way to defeat this opponent all 4 games this year, finishing out a clean sweep for their season series against the Hawks.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Jay.
I thought his active hands were a big help. I mean, he took some chances on defense, and his gambles paid off. He got a bunch of steals.
Isaac kicks to Fournier. 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And that one, good. Jay's got 46 points.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
And, you know, this is what's needed at this point in the game, Greg. The great teams know how to close it out.
Now, here is Young. 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Well, they've got to be pleased with the effort they've seen so far tonight. Everybody pitching in for what looks to be a solid W.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Mahimi's checked in for Vucevic. Terrence Ross comes in for Isaac. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Evan Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Grant.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it.
It's the best way to do it, as long as you don't get teed up for it.
Lynn with it. He tries for three. Another three for Atlanta. Here's Augustine. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that'll do it, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. So long and good night, everyone.
I think Clay got a faster release, though.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Debatable.